OpenAI confirmed that they do in fact have a model named Strawberry, and they showed it to the feds. And they're going to use it to create another model that they're calling Project Orion. So what the fruit is going on here? Did OpenAI just admit that they created a super advanced weapon for the United States feds? And what's with all the code words? Okay, let's run through a quick summary of this situation for anyone who's new to my channel or even to artificial intelligence in general. If you already know all of this, you can skip ahead to the next chapter. You won't hurt my feelings. So basically, a while back, one of the co-founders of OpenAI, Ilya Sutskever, kind of blew the whistle on something that he determined to be extremely advanced. The model was allegedly called QStar, and Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, confirmed the existence of QStar. Ilya Sutskever was concerned that this model had artificial general intelligence in the form of reasoning skills, and also that OpenAI was not conforming to the safety standards that Ilya Sutskever wished that they would. So everyone made assumptions about what this model could be. There was an attempted coup at OpenAI's headquarters where the board tried to oust Sam Altman as the CEO, and then Microsoft, who has a significant investment in OpenAI. I mean, essentially OpenAI is kind of like a proxy for Microsoft at this point. So the CEO of Microsoft stepped in, basically put his foot down and said, no, we're keeping Sam Altman as the CEO. So Sam Altman was reinstated. A lot of the board members then got fired. Ilya Sutskever left. He ended up forming his own company, and everyone on the internet was left to wonder what the hell just happened and what did Ilya Sutskever see? Okay, now back to present time. Recently, there was a Twitter account that was talking about this thing allegedly called Project Strawberry, that Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, communicated with on Twitter. X, I guess, is what it's called now. And there was conflicting information about whether or not Project Strawberry was real or if Sam Altman and this account were just trolling everybody, because that's what Twitter's for, right? Trolling. Reuters, the New York Times, and a whole bunch of other news organizations reported on it, and it ended up coming out that Strawberry is QStar. So essentially we're back to this is what Ilya Sutskever is alleged to have seen that made him think that safety was a problem at OpenAI. And Reuters and other news agencies are also reporting that OpenAI has shown this model to the US National Security Agency. I hope that makes you feel safer. Doesn't that make you feel safer anyway? Here's the thing. It is actually mandated by executive order that tech companies have to show generative AI models or any other type of artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning model to the federal government if there's a potential for it to affect national security. I actually did a whole video about AI laws in both the United States and Europe. Hardly any of you watched it, which, you know, fair. It's about laws, and probably also the thumbnail wasn't great, but I'll link that in the end screen so that you can see more information about that. It's kind of important to the context of this video, so I'll put it up for you to watch. Here's the TLDR. Strawberry could be a weapon, but also could not be a weapon. We really have no idea, and anything you hear about this topic is skepticism at this point. Naturally, anyone who has watched my video on Mark Zuckerberg's llama is now going to probably be asking the question, how come Mark Zuckerberg didn't demonstrate llama to the NSA before releasing it publicly? He probably didn't have to, because it's open source. So, probably the NSA got their brief the same time as everybody else, or it could have just been less publicized that he did show it to the NSA first. Hard to say. But OpenAI is arguably trying to keep Strawberry private or proprietary. You know, at OpenAI, they're all about closed AI, it seems. So that necessitated them showing the model to the NSA before they could release it or use it for anything. So the other thing to keep in mind about this topic is a lot of the information that's out there about Project Strawberry or Project Orion looks like it was probably written by the marketing department, which is fine. I mean, everyone has to market their product, but the marketing department is about selling stuff and making it appear, you know, amazing, like everyone needs it. So I would say take a lot of the information that's out there at a grain of salt, but I was able to determine a few things about it. Strawberry is a tool that OpenAI is going to use to create synthetic data. We've talked about synthetic data on this channel before. I will also put a video about that for you in the description and the end screen about what Google DeepMind is doing with synthetic data. I would argue that they are ahead of everybody else, including OpenAI, in the synthetic data realm. And in fact, a lot of the papers that come out with synthetic data have been produced by Google. So it looks like Strawberry is essentially OpenAI's answer to Google DeepMind's use of synthetic data, and probably their answer to several other issues they've had as a company, mainly the fact that they're getting sued by everybody and their grandmother for data theft because they're training ChatGPT on basically the entire internet. And it's almost like the entire internet isn't even enough for them. So now they have to graduate to using synthetic data to train the model. And Project Orion appears to be a different model that is going to use the synthetic data that Strawberry generates. Again, we have no idea if this is a weapon. We only know that the NSA has seen it. It seems to me that probably it's just going to be ChatGPT 5 or whatever the next model is. But as I stated, it is now almost a fact, I would say, that Strawberry is Q-Star. So ever since the Q-Star drama started, the entire internet says, what the grok is Q-Star? Everyone on the internet's been wondering what the fruit Q-Star could possibly be. And I wanted to weigh in on this. Again, I have no idea. Nobody has any idea of what Q-Star is unless they are working on the project. But there are some things that it could be. Q-Star is a way that you denote a common variable in reinforcement learning. I actually have a whole video about that too that hasn't been put out yet. It keeps getting pushed back a little bit because of breaking news videos like this one, but it's probably next talking about it in reference to what China's doing. If you want to watch that video, I do go over all of the math behind reinforcement learning and how Q-Star is used as a variable, so subscribe to the channel so that you can see it. There's also a thing called Q-Learning. In Q-Learning, you could use the marker Q-Star as set notation to mathematically mean a set raised to all strings of the elements of that set. Or if it is a linear programming model, like to optimize something, you could use Q-Star to denote that that thing is optimized. So in math, Q-Star can mean a crap load of different things, and we don't know exactly what OpenAI was using that to mean in their model. There is also this paper that a bunch of people have talked about. Again, you'll notice that it originated at Google, but it shows that a method called bootstrapping could be used to create chain of thought reasoning in a large language model. Lots of internet people think that this particular paper is Q-Star. And if you look at the paper, it basically just shows that the model is using a decision tree type of process like human beings. It kind of seems like if this is what Q-Star is, that they're combining some deep learning concepts with supervised machine learning concepts. This is just kind of a brief synopsis. I wanted to update everybody. Do you want me to make a more lengthy video breaking down all of this stuff mathematically so that you can look at it? Let me know if you would watch that video. But for now, go watch one of these two videos. We have the video about the laws and the video about synthetic data. Thanks for watching.